Today's video is going to be something a little different than what I usually do on my channel. This is going to be a what I eat in a day video. So all of these recipes are vegan, vegetarian friendly, and they are gluten-free as well. It's nice and healthy, plant-based. Now I did wake up a bit late today, so I kind of missed breakfast, so I'm technically only having like 2 meals and a snack. Usually I do eat more than this. Of course, it's always super important to start off with some water. I like to pour myself a big mug full of water. This is from Starbucks. I just like that it's so big and I can take it with me. For breakfast, I'm going to be having my favorite right now, which is an oats and chia bowl. So it's basically a big bowl full of soaked oats and chia seeds. So I start off with about a half a cup of quick oats. And on top of that, I add about a tablespoon of chia seeds. Chia seeds are really great for some protein, some fiber, some energy. And then I usually like to put about 2/3 a cup of almond milk. I like mine more of like a porridge. You want yours less kind of runny or moist, just put a little bit less milk. So it looks like soup right now, but I'm gonna let it sit. And as you can see, after about 15 minutes or so, it becomes this thicker kind of porridge texture. And then I'm gonna put about a capful of some vanilla, some maple syrup, because I'm Canadian, obviously. Some cinnamon. I kind of just do this to taste. You can put less or more, whatever your preference. Mix it up, and then I like to top it with some granola, raisins. I like to put some extra almonds, just for some extra nutrients and some energy. I also like to put some ground flax seeds, but you can put whatever kind of seeds or nuts you prefer. I then like to chop up a banana. I love bananas in the morning. They're really great for giving you energy. Bananas are just, they're everything. They're my life. So yeah, this is a pretty large portion. It doesn't look big in the video, but it was very filling, so it kept me full for over 4 hours. Then for a snack, I'm gonna have some Earl Grey tea in this cute little mug that I got from Anthropology. And I'm gonna put a little bit of agave syrup. It came out pretty quickly. I usually don't put this much in, so it was a little on the sweet side for me, but still delicious. And for a snack, sometimes on the go, I just like to have some celery, some peanut butter, and some grapefruit. These are all great snacks to have earlier in the day because they do help your metabolism. And it gives you some vitamins, some energy. I love peanut butter. I usually like about 1 to 2 tablespoons. You can also use almond butter or whatever your preference is. And this is just some peeled grapefruit. I usually just like a little bowl full, but you can have a full grapefruit if you want. For dinner, I am going to be making kind of like a chickpea wannabe falafel patty with some mashed potatoes and some mixed vegetables. So I'm starting off by just chopping some potatoes. Doesn't have to be perfect because we're just going to be boiling them for mash anyways. So I usually cut them in quarters. And then I put them into a pot to boil. So I like to have these boiling while I'm preparing the rest of my meal. And then in a separate pot, I just brought some water to boil, and I'm going to be cooking the lentils. So most people cook lentils like you would rice, where you let it absorb all the water. That's the proper way to do it. Sometimes I'm just lazy and I want them to cook very quickly. This recipe, it doesn't matter if they are perfect because we're going to be grinding them up anyways. So I'm just going to boil those for about 20 to 30 minutes. You want them to be soft. And then for the patties, I'm going to make a chia seed egg, which is 1 tablespoon of chia seeds mixed with 3 tablespoons of water. And you're going to let that sit for about 10 to 15 minutes. While that is sitting, I'm going to chop up 2 cloves of garlic. I love garlic. It is like one of my favorite flavors. So I'm just going to kind of mince this up. Then in another saucepan, I just heated up about a tablespoon of grapeseed oil and kind of quickly fried up that garlic, and you don't want it to overcook. I let it get a little bit too brown, but whatever. Then I added in about a cup or so of vegetable stock. I added some onion powder, a little bit of soy sauce, or you can use tamari. So in a food processor, I put a can of chickpeas. They're best when they are dried and soaked, but sometimes you just don't have time to let them soak overnight, so cans will work just as fine. I'm also putting about 1/4 to 1/2 cup of oat flour. I kind of just eyeballed it here. And this was just made from oats that I had ground up into a really fine powder. I'm also putting some onion powder, some salt, a little bit of some green onions, and then I'm going to put that little goopy chia seed egg right into it. A little bit of some parsley, and I'm going to mix that up a bit. And once the lentils are done, you want to drain them and then add them to your little mixture here. Let them cool for a couple minutes. You don't want it to be scalding hot. You just want to give that a really good mix. I'm just forming them into little falafel patty type things here with some more oat flour to keep them from sticking. You can make them as big or as small as you want. I find making them a little bit more flat is easy to get them more evenly cooked. And then in a pan, I'm just going to heat up probably about 2-ish capfuls. It's less than 2 tablespoons of grapeseed oil. And make sure you spread it around. Once that has heated up and it's nice and hot, I usually put it at about a 6 or medium-high temperature. You're going to pop those little patties in, let them cook for about 5 to 6 minutes, or until they're nice and golden brown before flipping them over. While those are cooking, I just popped some frozen vegetable mixture into a microwave-safe bowl, and I'm going to put this in the microwave for about 2 to 3 minutes. Each microwave is a little different. So I usually start that towards the end when everything else is almost ready. As you can see, I'm flipping them here and they're getting nice and cooked. I am really bad at flipping things, apparently. Once the potatoes are done, you're just going to drain them. I let mine overcook a little bit, but I like really mushy potatoes, so then I'm just taking a hand blender. I find beaters work a little bit better than this, but this was all I had on hand. So I just gave that a quick mush before grabbing a wooden spoon. I'm also going to put a tiny sprinkle of some ground mustard, some of this vegan Parmesan cheese, give that a little mix. I also added some more chopped green onions, or you can use chives. And then I'm just going to scoop that into my pot. And then I'm just going to put the little patties and my mixed vegetables and finish with that kind of gravy au jus sauce that we were cooking. It's a really nice kind of comfort food, hearty, just makes you feel good, but it is super high in protein. And that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. If you go on Instagram or social media, you've probably seen brushes like this before. They are all the rage right now. I've had quite a few questions about these brushes, such as, do they work? Are they worth the money?